might be wondering what a reporter like me is doing up at a time like 3 a.m. Well, that makes two of us. But today's a little different than most days. It's Thursday. And why does Thursday solicit such an early rise? Well, every Thursday at about 3:30 in the morning, you will find a lot of activity at a local bakery. That's because every Thursday, Lethbridge residents can treat themselves to the one and only Spudnuts. Today, Wolfgang Otto is showing me how to make the best treat in Lethbridge. It all starts with some yeast, mixed, of course, with a little bit of H2O. From there, the famous potato flour is mixed in. That's all combined, and once finished, is taken off the mixer and hauled over to a nearby table, and we wait. And wait. And wait for the dough to rise. Once it's risen, it's dumped and scraped out of the mixing bowl. Then the magic starts to happen. From there, it's cut into pieces, then flattened out with a rolling pin and cut into what are the hardly recognizable beginnings of the Spudnut. Otto then lays them on a tray. The tater delectables are then placed in a mini oven for just a little more time to rise. From there, it's on to the deep fryer, where about 30 Spudnuts at a time take a dunk in the hot oil and get their cooking on. Listen. Once one side is crisped, they are flipped over to cook evenly. They're then taken out of the oil, loaded onto a wooden dowel, which is then placed on a gigantic glaze bowl and oozed over with tons of sugary goodness, where they are then left to drip. Denise Hammond, who owns Crazy Cakes, says the Spudnuts are something special.
Oh, it's just a little bit of deliciousness, especially when they're warm. There's nothing like eating a warm Spudnut. They just melt in your mouth. You taste that sugary, sweet coating on them, and it's heavenly.
And it's not just Denise who gives the green light. Every Thursday, people line up to get their Spudnuts. But why?
They make me lose weight. Well, they're the best in town. Well, the only ones in town, I guess.
Plus, it's the only place in southern Alberta that you can get them, right? And only on Thursdays. No, they're great.
I came this morning, and I'm glad I came early because I guess they sell out quite early in the daytime. And no, I've never tried one. They're really, really delicious.
Everybody loves Spudnuts, and I love Spudnuts, and I think it's something that puts Lethbridge on the map. It's something that's unique, maybe in Alberta, maybe in Western Canada. My parents, my family have lived here a long time. When my mom and dad were dating, they came here. So it's a special place, yeah, and I'm happy they still make them.
And being special is just what Wolfgang Otto set out to make his Spudnuts ever since he took over the company in the 60s. But what really is the secret of the Spudnut? Wolfgang?
The potato flour, that is the trick. It makes it as fluffy as the fluffiest cloud. I would go every morning around 10:30 out with my tongue and a tray of Spudnut holes and those little caputas. They're about 4 or 5 years old. They would walk by here, 30, 40 kids. And they already knew they would look if I didn't catch them from here. But when they came back, they knew they would look all in here, and then I would go out and give them each a Spudnut hole. I would even go down on my knees, should just be even with the kids. There was more or less a family affair. You know, you were a person, not a number. Very important. Did it from the beginning to the end.
It's not just the taste of a Spudnut that people remember. As Wolfgang says, it's a family affair. Thank you. And especially nowadays, nostalgia is just that much more important. And besides, something tells me that these potato flour tasties will be around for quite a while. Spudnut? For Shaw Television, I'm Mitch Gates.